So I think the thing that has been particularly striking, Anya, about the latest development is, so here we are in a situation where China has this absolute control of the critical minerals, you know, supply chain. And the most important part is actually not in the mining, but in the processing and refining, because in many cases these are extremely difficult materials to refine. So lithium is famously a very difficult chemical process. Rare earths, heavy rare earths, that's an incredibly complex and historically dirty process to go through. So that's why the West has outsourced all of this production to China in the first place. Now what we see is the Americans and the Europeans trying to claim back more of this industry. And that has proved extremely challenging because over many years, there have been very few mines constructed in the United States and in Europe. And even now, we've seen recently in Serbia a huge amount of resistance to the development of Rio Tinto's lithium project there. And that is because mining has sort of fallen out of the consciousness of people, and it's seen as a dirty and extracting industry. Whereas obviously in China, with central government, they have imposed that, and it's been possible for them to build that infrastructure. So what we see now is there's huge legal hurdles for people in terms of permitting and getting the relevant consents to drive it through. Now, whatever you think about Donald Trump, and probably neither of us are politicians, there's something true in what he says, which is we must expedite the processes to achieve this. You can't rebuild industry if it takes 15 years to build a mine. And there's a whole lost generation in the United States, for example, because no one has been involved in constructing new mines during that period. And even in Canada, which is very much a mining jurisdiction, perhaps together with Western Australia, one of the most sophisticated mining provinces in the world, it is difficult and time consuming to get through all of the legal hurdles to go through that permitting. And so what we've seen recently in the EU, they've approved 47 strategic projects. And the idea will be to cut through all of the red tape and expedite the planning, the consenting, the environmental permitting, and all of that in order to get mines built and operating much more quickly. But to be quite frank with you, as a lawyer, I really find it hard to see how much time they will be able to cut off in an environment where people are just going to bring legal actions if they don't want to have the mine nearby them. So there's going to have to be quite a profound cultural change in terms of how people see mining as a matter of national security, as a matter of jobs and industry, than the way that they currently see it in Europe.